Hi. Hi, and welcome to my channel. I'm Simon. Let me put my glasses on properly. Come on now, Simon. Hi, and welcome to my channel. I'm Simon, and today I am back with my sorting the shelves, whatever number it is. I've forgotten, I've got out of whack, and I can't move my hand for fear that this huge pile of books right here, oh, you saw my lovely pink shorts, which is why I'm not going to be filming me going around and sorting the shelves literally this time. So let's put you at the right angle because my outfit is completely daft today and ridiculous. It's one of my rare days home, and I do the series basically every month or so where I sort out all of my bookshelves, and I either have room to put all of my books that I've received in the last month or two onto my shelves, be they books from publishers or be they books that I bought myself. And if I don't have enough room, I have to take some off, and then they have to go basically, because what I'm trying to do is keep just this room brimming with books and also plants and cheeky ornaments. If you've seen these videos before, you know that one, it'll probably go off on complete and utter tangents, possibly not make any sense to any of you, but sorting my shelves in the way that I do really makes sense to me. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to sort out my shelves, and I think this is April and May's book hauls worth of books that I'm sorting, so 2 months worth of books that I'm sorting. And like I said, I'm having to keep this here because this pile is ridiculous, as you'll have seen from the thumbnail. Now, books from publishers, which these are all from, and then the pile here is actually books that I've bought myself in the last few months that have come out in 2022. They all go onto my 2022 they all go onto my 2022 shelves, which are just over there. So what I'm going to do is put them on there. I do them in publication date order, so I will probably scan those shelves for you once they're done. I have taken some proofs off that I just don't think I'm going to get round to. I'm not going to show those here because that just feels a little bit, I'm grateful. I'm never sure how I feel about unhauling books, and it just seems a bit of a negative, almost mean thing to do. They're not actually videos that I watch myself either. I don't know, let me know what you think about unhaul videos. I would love to know in the comments down below as always. Anyway, I'm going to pop all of these on those shelves, and then I will scan once I've sorted them afterwards, as if it's just happened, but that'll take me ages and it'll probably gone dark by then, and I want to get this video filmed. So we'll come back once I've done that and look at the other shelves and the books that I have. Look at the other books and which shelves they need to go on. See, it gets complicated very easily, very early on. So those are done, so that's that. Well, you know full well they're not done yet, and I've got to go and do them a little bit, but even so, just not having them in front of me makes me feel great, although actually they are in front of me on a table over there that you can't see. But that's all by the by. I mention in book hauls that I do, I normally mention books that I have had proof copies of, and then I get finished copies of or paperbacks of when I've been sent the hardback or whatever. These are some of those books that I already had and now have finished copies of or paperbacks of. They actually go onto the shelves in one of my spare rooms because I already have them in here, and so when I read them I can take them off these shelves and off those shelves, if that makes sense. So in my head they don't count because they're books that I already have elsewhere on the shelves. Although actually, that said, 2 of them I need to double check that I didn't get rid of them, in which case they'll have to go, like, as in get rid of the proofs, because I didn't think it was for me and then decided they were when the paperbacks turned up. So we'll check that in a second, because if they aren't, they have to go on these shelves, because obviously there's no doubles of them. But for the ones that definitely are, they're going to go on separate shelves. Now, how often do I end up taking books off these shelves and those shelves? Not often enough, but that's something that I'm going to be working on in the second half of the year. And actually, one thing that I really like about sorting the shelves and doing this is it sort of helps me every so often to get back on track with the whole thing that I am trying to go through all of my shelves and read from them more than just the shiny new shelves. It's about all of the shelves in the room. Well, they're not literally new shelves, but you know, the books that have got 2022 books on, because I am really keen to go more into backlist. But when we sort out my paperback shelves pre-2022, you will see that I've got a project coming up which I will be talking about in more detail in my next video, where that is going to be the case. So it really, really helps doing this, actually sort of reprioritize what my plans are, or put my plans that I have for my reading back into focus. So anyway, that was a lot of waffle to basically say these are going into another room and won't count, and potentially these are too. So I'll do that now, and then we shall talk about probably imported books. So, as I suspected, at some point I must have got rid of the proof of these two because I don't have them on my shelves, and so these will need to go onto my pre-2022 release paperback shelves, which we'll come to in a little bit. But before we do, I'm going to talk about my imported shelves. Now, when I say my imported shelves, I mean books that I have got editions from anywhere else except the UK. So for example, they could be from America, Canada, Australia. I do buy a lot of books from Readings in Australia, which is an independent bookshop chain, and they do incredible editions, and invariably I end up with two because I have the UK one, but I prefer the American one or the Australian one or whatever. But yeah, or the international one, that's what I'm going to say, the international edition. Now I have those books on these shelves here, and I think in my last sorting out the shelves was when I'd gained these shelves behind me, and also then therefore rearranged everything else. I'll link that video down below if you want to find out more. Now, some of these books that I've had imported actually didn't come from me, but from some of you lovely lot. These are all books that I got gifted for my birthday, and so those ones join them. I did used to keep birthday gifted books separate, but I've kind of got rid of my book trolleys, except for one secret one that you can't see and never appears in any videos because it always has secret reading projects on it, be it the books for Sky or books for prizes that I'm judging, or any maybe secret like vlogs that I've got planned. But yeah, these ones can go onto the imported shelves, as can these, which are books that I bought myself. So yeah, these are some books that I treated myself to over the last couple of months, including the chunks of the ears, the Books of Jacob. It's one that I think I'd like to get to at some point. Anyway, as I mentioned, quite a lot of them are Australian ones. So for example, one of my most excited about, or anticipated is the word I was looking for, is the new Jane Rawson book, A History of Dreams. And I actually have some more Australian books on the way, so there we go. But these, along with these, that's quite a stack, isn't it, of international books going on there, are all going to go on the shelves next to me, which I'll show you before I put them on, and then show you them after I put them on. These shelves actually, at some point when I come home, at one point in the next, for those of you who knew, I have a job that means that I'm going to be travelling for 15 weeks from a week on Wednesday, which I can't quite believe. That's quite terrifying. And I'm actually going to be back, I think, 3 times in that 15 weeks. So I might do a little bit more sorting out of shelves when I'm back. But also the one reason I want to do this sort of sort now was to get everything ready before I go, so that I can start planning little TBRs and packing them and all that kind of stuff. So, oh, it's all go in the library, isn't it? Anyway, I'll show you the imported shelves before I put the books on, and then I'll show you them with their new additions. Additions, not editions. They're these shelves going all the way down. Crime is next to them. We've also got Elif. Oh, excuse me. We've also Got Elif, the fig tree, who's hiding a few of them. But yeah, I'm going to put those ones on there. There we go. I still have some space. Olga's hiding down there behind the tree. Denial of how big that is. Still got some space where I've got my phallic cacti going on, so a slight smugness there, and even I think a little space actually between those two. I would like to get these in size and alphabetical order by author surname at some point, but we'll see. Same actually with my crime, which I'm not going to be adding to, but non-fiction, which is these shelves, are the ones that we're going to be talking about next. Non-fiction, which are actually the shelves just here that I showed you, and these are pretty much brimming, except where I've got some coffee table like non-fiction books. So I think I'm going to have to start using that shelf. I've got to put SPQR by Mary Beard back on the shelves. I meant to read that in April when I was, gosh, was that only April? That seems like years ago. It was only a couple of months ago. Just found my fuck Putin bookmark. Anyway, I was meant to read this while I was meant to read it. I'd hoped to read it while I was in Italy. I didn't get round to it, so that's got to go back onto the shelves. And then I've got 4 more books that are non-fiction that I need to go with it. And so I think probably it's going to be about, rather than getting rid of any books, because I'm having a bit of a glitch, I guess. Glitch, blip, what's someone use? One of those things with non-fiction. I had a really good time with it, sort of 2020, yeah, is probably the year that I had a good time with it. Maybe 2019 I started to get more into it, and then last year I sort of went off it again. I think it's because last year was a bit of a weird reading year for me, and I think this year's turning out to be a little bit like that too, but I'm hoping in the second half of the year we can turn it all around. Turn the beat around is what instantly came into my head there, that fantastic song by Gloria Estefan. I don't really want to sort of be getting rid of non-fiction books when it's something I know I need to read a lot more of, just because I want to keep that looking like that in the background. So I think what I might do is possibly move those books that way, move the pot that way, and then the books can just go next to it. Some people might say that's cheating. My shelves, my rules, my videos. So there we go. I'm going to do that right now. So I won't lie, that isn't my favourite situation going on behind me, just over my shoulder, but we will live with it because that's the way it's going to be. I think it does give me the impetus that over the next few weeks, months, whatever, I would like to get that back to being empty again. So I really need to have sort of more of a non-fiction focus, I guess. Now, next we have all of the other books. So I should have picked them up before I did this, shouldn't I? 1 second. Oh, dramatic bend. Oh, he's back. Including these two now is all of these books. And these have got to find homes on... Whoa, that looks a little bit dangerous there for a second. These have all got to find space and homes on my paperback and hardback pre-2022 bookshelves, which are just over there, and I will show you shortly. I've actually got a second set of shelves that's sort of a side table bookshelf thing, but I'm not going to use that. That I just use for placing books when I'm making videos if I've got a lot of books to talk about. So yeah, we'll head that way, and when you see it, it will make more sense. Here we have the paperbacks pre-2022 all here, and then we have sort of mid-size hardbacks and paperbacks, and then they get bigger as they go down. This, like I said, is the table that I just used to put things on for when I'm filming, but there are quite a few spaces, and that is because I'm doing a project which I'll mention at the end of this video shortly, because it links into the next video that you're going to see on the channel. So yeah, there is space here. I do need to go and get a chair or something though, because this is precarious. Normally I'd film myself putting these on the shelves, but as I said, I'm wearing slightly indecent pink shorts and the most random outfit, so I shan't. These three are going to be going onto those shelves there. And there's actually some space still left, just a tiny little bit there. Well done me. Now for the beasts, these ones. Uh-oh. And now there you have it. There's actually space, and that is partially because of cheat, but because of a project that I'm going to be doing this summer that meant that I could take off quite a lot of books off the shelves, so that adding more on still left that. I feel like I need something else there, maybe even like one of the jars or something. Anyway, I need something in that space that's not books. There we go. Not feeling smug though, because like I said, slight cheat, which I shall tell you about now. How did I manage to end up with more space when I put more books on? That's because I've taken quite a few books off the shelves. I actually didn't put this one on in the end either. This is John Foss's The Other Name, which is the first part of the septology. I bought this because the final part of the septology were up for the International Booker Prize, and I was really interested in the International Booker Prize longlist and shortlist this year, so I was going to read this instead of that. However, I've kind of gone off it. I might give it a go. Let me know in the comments down below if you think it's going to be for me, or if you think it's just going to annoy me. And then, you know, I've got so little space in my case. I can make as much space as I want really for books, because books are so important, but I've got to be sort of quite harsh with what I pack and make sure it's going to be stuff that I really want to read, which leads in again to how I've made the space on those shelves, because here you may see there are a bunch of books. Those are all books that are going to be part of my Savage Summer of Stonkers, where I'm going to be heading to some of the biggest books on my TBR, and I'll be going through all of those in a video later this week. So let's turn that away so there's no more cheating. You just get a little bit more of a viewing of lovely Elif, the indoor fig tree. There we go. That was me sorting the shelves. It does feel much better to have the room sort of more, I don't know, just more and sorted, and so that I'm ready a bit more for travelling and everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know how you sort the bookshelves in your house or your TBR or however you do it. Are you someone who has like just one book in, one book out? Are you someone who's like really trying to get a TBR down like I know Mercedes is? I'm kind of happy with mine as long as it stays around this. If it gets more than this, that's too much. And for those people who would say that's too much anyway, I don't see my TBR as like an imminent thing. I see these as being the books that are going to be the journey, or the sort of journeys and adventures of my reading life to come. And hopefully, even though I am now 40, I've got quite a lot more of reading time ahead, and so these are going to be what I spend time with it. And if I decide I don't want to read them anymore, I pass them on to good homes, like donate them to the library or to a cafe that I give them books. The cafe is a support system both for homeless people as a charity, but also in training them up in hospitality. And yeah, you can go into Liverpool to a fabulous place called the Paper Cup Cafe, and you can pay forward not only coffees and stuff, but if you want to take one of the books with you, you buy a coffee for yourself and pay one forward, and yeah, you get to take the book, which I think is a lovely thing. So they're what's benefit. I mean, my mum gets first dibs, obviously, but that's what happens to all the others because people always ask. So that is where my books go. Apart from proofs, they go in the recycling bin because you're not allowed to give them on. Well, you can pass them on to people, but you're not allowed to give them to anyone who might sell them, etc. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Let me know in the comments down below how you sort your shelves. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. And if you've got any questions about my bookshelves or anything else, ask me those in the comments down below too, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I'll be back to talk about my Savage Summer of Stonkers later this week. I was going to say a definite date, but I'm learning. I didn't, just in case I don't get around to doing it as quickly as I'd like. I hope you're all super duper well. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.